This is the dirted side. So green, vivid. Maybe I should have just done that from the start. I think the results so far, even after only 19 days, are really quite interesting. Exactly 19 days ago, we set up the 2 tanks behind me that you can see here. This one here is just standard dirt you can get in your garden, all underneath a cap layer of sand. And this one here is aqua soil, which is obviously a product you can buy in the shops, put in your aquarium and is already ready to go. Now there's quite often a lot of sort of arguments online as to what would be the best method, if you need to spend money on aqua soil, because let's face it, it's not cheap, is it? Can we replicate just as good results with the dirt? That's what I wanted to know. I have done it before with success, but it was very early on in my fish keeping experiences, and I put a lot of it down to luck, so I wanted to see if I could do it again. Anyway, let me pull you in for a closer look, because I think the results so far, even after only 19 days, are really quite interesting. So straight away here, I think you can see a noticeable difference between the 2 tanks. First thing that I'm noticing is that horrendous looking algae that's all over this wood but not over this wood. And I find that strange because this is obviously the aqua soil tank. Now aqua soil is nowhere near as nutrient rich as even the small amount of dirt that I put underneath that capped sand layer in there. So it could just be that particular piece of bogwood has high organics or whatnot, causing there to be just an increase overall in nutrient levels in the water. But that seems unlikely because I've had these pieces of wood for a long time now. And there's no way we can blame it on the light either, because it's the same light at the same height. So it's a bit strange, but look at just the plant health in general. This is the dirted side. So green, vivid. We've got great carpeting already and all the glossostigma, which is supposed to be an advanced level plant, remember, and all I'm using is a cheap ass light and soil from my garden. But look, it's carpeting, it's all growing sideways as you can see, which is brilliant. That also means the lighting levels are good because it's trying to grow horizontally and not vertically. Now over to the dirted tank. If we have a look at the glossostigma here, it's also starting to carpet now. Look, you can see that it's sending roots down. Obviously you can see them a lot easier in the aqua soil, but you know, overall it's the plants have got like this sort of browny tinge to the edges, and do you know what I mean? It's just not looking anything like as fresh. Now I think given time it will balance itself out, but I'm now starting to think, do I want to keep that piece of wood in there? Because that could be really skewing the test results. This side hasn't got anything on it at all. The wood there is really nice and this side isn't, but the wood does look sort of slightly different in texture, so maybe it is a slightly different wood from a different place or something like that. Something just fell down, I've got no idea what it was. Yeah, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to remove the toad. I'm going to have to remove the toad. I'm going to go and try and find the sort of more spiky looking bogwood we've got and put it to the other side. Last time a few people were worried about possibly the rock here affecting the results because the silicates it might cause in the water, but then they also forgot that this sand is a silicate sand, so you know, it probably balances itself out by having the two. I think overall it's a really fair test, but I just think that that piece of wood is ruining our potential results. So I'm going to get that out now and get something else in there in its place. Goodbye, toad. Oh, and replant those. Okay, that's better. Look at that. All right, it doesn't flow perfectly from one scape to the other, but so what? It still looks good in my opinion. But one thing that has definitely done is improved the flow of the tank, so the water should actually be able to circulate around a lot better now. Now, I think it'll be fair to get these back to sort of similar levels because obviously there's an influx of algae. Influx, wow. I mean, that just came out. I didn't even, is that even the right word? Who cares? So I think it's going to be fair now just to, you know, clean it up a little bit more, get it back onto this sort of level because look, there's no algae in here at all. But this one, the whole glass is sort of coated in it. You can see it all in this area. Look, let's get this all cleaned up quickly. And then I think it'll be, you know, fresh sort of start. I'm going to trim some of these plants here as well and replant them so we've got a bit of a better line that goes across. So there we have it. That's sort of freshened it right up. I think it's looking miles better already, to be fair. Maybe I should have just done that from the start, but you know, you live and learn. But that's going to all fill out. That little gap in the middle will all sprout up really quickly as well, so don't have to worry about that. It'll catch up in no time. I might in fact even stick some limnophilia, which is I keep saying limnophilia. It's not limnophilia, it's limnophila. That one there. that awesome bushy plant. That's my favourite plant, by the way, because it's always so green. I might put some more of that just in that section there, just to balance it out a little bit more, because there's a little bit there, but I think, yeah, it's a little bit unfair at the moment because it's way more green on this side because it's got that Limnophila, which is just an amazing plant. It's Limnophila sesamis. So that's that taken care of. I think we'll leave this now. We'll come back to it in another 2 weeks and just see how it's getting on. So moving over to the round 2 crew, guys. These guys are doing really well. I think it's feed time. First of all, I just wanted to talk to you guys. This is the filter that I got sent to me by 1-2 Filter. I put it in the tank now a good 3 weeks ago, something like that. Anyway, a lot of you have been asking me for an update on how it's getting on and if I rate it in highly or anything wrong with what. Basically, you're asking what my thoughts are on the filter. There's no waste anywhere. Now, obviously, that's not all going to be down to this little, you know, air-driven internal filter. Of course, it's not. But look at the amount of waste that's collected in there. You know, and when you consider the fact that this is a packed out tank as well with tons of places for mess to get stuck in, what generally happens is the fish will swim around and they'll stir up any like detritus or waste, and it eventually just gets swept over to this area, and the 1-2 filter, it actually just sort of polishes the water even further, if you like, because obviously I've got a canister filter running on this tank as well. But if you were doing sort of like breeding or you had bare bottom tanks or anything, I have no doubt that this filter would just be picking up everything. The fact that it's got that amount of waste in it, even though it's crammed in that corner, is a really good sign. So what I'm going to do now is just take it out and give it a quick clean and just see how easy it is. I've not actually cleaned it at all yet. So what's my overall thoughts on it then? I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that I'm going to be putting one of those in every single one of my tanks, because I like to use canister filters at the end of the day, because I'm not someone who wants, you know, much equipment on show. That's not really how aquascaping works. But that being said, if I was into, say, breeding or bare bottom tanks or anything like that, then yeah, definitely this would be definitely a good choice for me. It works really well. I mean, you can't go wrong with a sponge either, so it's not like it's necessary, but it does work really well. You know, that means we've taken that nutrients and that waste and we've completely removed it from the system rather than it just sitting there. So that's always a good thing to keep those nitrates lower. So yeah, guys, there's a link below if you are interested in going and taking a look at it. In the last video, we added a ton more Danios to the tank behind me, and also some bamboo shrimp or wood shrimp as well. It's really interesting about them is that I have not seen them since I put them in. But that being said, look at how good it looks. Look at how good it looks. I'm not sure if I showed you me feeding them in the last video, but I've actually got some micro pellets that I can sprinkle in and you guys will just see how nuts they go. And here they go, guys. Let the feast begin. They're all over the place. Look. It's almost like they're like hunting in a pack or something. Really cool to watch. Let's get some close-ups going on. Thrashing about everywhere, because obviously the fast flow just takes this food around in seconds. It just keeps going and they've got a dart for it everywhere, so it's actually quite good. It's mimicking sort of like a hunting behavior, I guess. Maybe we should have a look and see if we can see any of these bamboo shrimp. I want to show you guys them with their fans out so you can see what they actually do in case you've not seen it before. Nope, I've looked everywhere and I can't see them, but you know, they'll come out in due time. I'll just keep the camera on me, and then if I do see them at any point, I'll just record it and then stick it on whatever video I'm making at the time, because it's really interesting to watch. Oh, guys, you're looking hungry, dinner time. Come on in, have some food. These guys are awesome, look at them. They love it. Some of the people said to me, you know, make sure you get stuff that sinks down. You can see, look, this stuff does just sink down. All you got to do is touch the water with it, look. And it just sinks to the bottom. And most of the time what they do is they just peck at a couple of them, let them digest, and then they'll just go to the bottom and collect them all off there, which is good. That's what you want. Apparently it's bad for them to keep gulping air from the surface like that and give them sort of swim bladder issues and stuff like that, so we don't want that. But I really am thinking now, if I go back to that shop that I went to where we saw that really cool black goldfish with the huge tail, then I think I'm actually just going to buy it, guys, because It's lonely. It needs another fish. It needs a third fish. The crew's not big enough as a 2. The crew is a 3.
It is now day 3. This man keeps coming in and giving me food. I think I like this place. Maybe I will stay.
So I need your help, guys. As we know, Pancho is over in his paludarium, aquatorium.
Hello, Pancho.
So yeah, I think Pancho is like perfectly fine in there for the foreseeable future. I mean, like, it's not like he's gonna suddenly just outgrow it, and if he does, I can move him, but I think he looks good in there. Like, it's not too small for him in the slightest. Like, some people were concerned about that. Even I was concerned about that, but now he's in there. Like, he's loving it. He's safe, I can feed him lots, he comes to the front, he greets me, all the good stuff. Clearly enjoying it anyway. So the plan was that I was going to change this tank here. It's a big tank. I was going to do another aquatorium like I used to have in an old studio for Pancho in there. But now I'm kind of thinking, like, look, ignore those 2 that I've got. Let me turn this light off. Ignore those 2 tanks that I've got in there, but I'm actually kind of thinking that I could make a really cool cichlidscape. I've never kept cichlids. It's something I want to do. Obviously I want to keep every fish at some point, which is why I'm completely open to keeping fish for a while and swapping them out at fish shops. I don't see that there's any problem with that as long as you've got a good relationship with your shop and they trust you and the fish that you're returning. But how cool would this look, guys? It's like a big rock only cichlidscape. I think that would look wicked. Sense of scale, look. It's a big tank, isn't it? Like, we could do something really cool with that. Cichlid tanks are quite simple as well. The good thing is I have access to really good supplies of rocks from Aquarium Gardens, so it could be something to look into, think about. I don't know, let me know what you think. Would you like to see a big cichlidscape? How sick would it look to have the massive angelfish tank behind me, the big jungle tank? And then this one here, we can have like just rock work only with a really cool cichlidscape. I don't know, I think that'll look wicked, and it'll be another thing that I can keep that I haven't before as well. But anyway, let me know what you think, guys. Should I go with like dwarf cichlids? Should I maybe go with larger cichlids? I don't know. I'm not actually really an expert on that or anything in particular. Please bear in mind that the tank is 270 litres, so let that, you know, determine your decision on what you think I should get cichlid wise. But either way, this is really exciting. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to build this new studio. You know, to have the ability to expand your knowledge and your fish keeping capabilities and just be able to keep more and more different types of fish, animals. You know, I've got some other plans coming up in the future. I already mentioned to you guys that I want to get into sort of lizards and that. Ever since I was a child, we used to go and visit my uncle's house. Now, he always had lizards, snakes, those sort of things. Always wanted them, never been allowed. But yeah, so now I've got my studio, we can do that. I've got a couple of cool spots lined up in here for some other stuff as well. But you know, obviously we're still a fish keeping channel, but it's nice to have some other stuff if I have the capabilities to keep them, and I do. So with that said, guys, make sure you click the subscribe button and the like button.